let me ask you a tough question. If nothing changes in your marriage right now, where will you be 6 months from today? Will you still be tiptoeing around your wife, sleeping in different rooms? Will your wife already have her heart out the door? Or you will be sitting across from a lawyer, signing papers, wondering if you could have done something sooner. I'm not saying all of that to scare you. I'm saying it because most men wait until it is too late to act. Divorce doesn't start in the courtroom or when your papers are served. It starts the moment she stops believing she can feel safe, heard, and respected with you. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 powerful shifts that I call the prevention shifts. And they are anchors that can stop divorce before it's too late and start building respect and intimacy. If divorce papers are already on your table, I'll also give you a simple communication framework that keeps the door from closing completely. And if you're serious about saving your marriage and rebuilding respect and connection, I go even deeper in a free masterclass that I built for you. It's linked right below this video in the description, so go watch that for free right after this video. But for now, let's jump in. Most men don't act until they hear the words, "I don't love you anymore," or "I want out." But by that point, she's already been emotionally gone for months, and quite honestly, sometimes years. As I mentioned in the intro, divorce doesn't begin with paperwork. It's death by 1,000 cuts. Those little moments over and over during the relationship where she felt dismissed, unheard, or invisible. Think of it like a dam. You get these little tiny cracks that form at first, and you don't really fix them because they don't look that urgent to you, so you kind of brush them off as insignificant over time. But pressure builds, and one day the whole thing bursts, and now you're standing in a flood trying to hold it back by panicking and slapping Flex Seal or Flex Tape on what you think are the problems in the marriage. The reality is most men are asleep at the wheel until it's nearly over. But listen, if that is where you've been, don't beat yourself up. The point here is not guilt. I'm trying to get you to see urgency, because the longer you wait, the smaller your window of opportunity becomes. You have to take action if you want to reverse course in your marriage or relationship. You're running out of time to make the required shifts and change the confirmation bias that's built up in your wife's head during marriage when you've been acting in this complacent manner. Again, this is not meant to be guilt, but you need a sense of urgency. It's required on your end if you want to fix things. Now, let's look at the 3 prevention shifts you can make. These are 3 anchors that when you start to apply them, your wife starts to feel something different. They interrupt that cycle that's been killing your marriage. So shift number 1, the anchor of leadership. Most men let themselves get pulled into her emotional state. So when she starts acting emotional in the marriage, if she's cold, if she's rude to you, like they start to panic. If she's angry, they defend, or guys will just retreat entirely and stop caring. Those reactions do 2 things. Number 1, it convinces her she can't trust you to handle her emotions. And it makes her feel like she's the leader of the marriage. I was notoriously weak for a long time in my life in this area. I would constantly get caught up in my significant other's emotional state. And even though in my mind I can't stand conflict and I don't want to fight, I find it to be a waste of time, I would start to argue against their emotions because to me, logically, they didn't make sense. So I would be causing these fights that I was trying to avoid. It was a never-ending cycle of pushing relationships away, and I really had no idea at the time. And this included my ex-fiance leaving me because I was complacent and I didn't understand how to be the leader in our relationship. When, as men, we act like this over time, whether you know it or not, we are reaffirming to our partner's nervous system that she cannot trust her emotions around us. And we're basically solidifying a cognitive bias that is continually being built up in her mind. You have to flip that. This first prevention anchor is about getting out of a reactive state and into proper leadership. Leadership doesn't mean barking orders. It means staying grounded when she's spinning. Let me give you an example. She says to you, "This marriage isn't working." Most men collapse. We defend, or we start to over-explain, and we panic. But instead of panicking or collapsing or lecturing her, let's breathe. And you acknowledge her feelings and you respond with, "I hear this isn't working for you right now. I don't want us to stay stuck here. I'm committed to leading us forward differently." That's a microcosm of leadership. It's handling a strong blow emotionally in your direction, and you're giving it structured guidance in the moment. It's not arguing. It's showing strength by not being shaken by something being said to you, which is obviously an emotional hit. I mean, I've had that said to me numerous times over my life, especially over that decade of just relationship disaster. And it hurts. Every time you hear it, it's just a sinking feeling in your stomach. But when you handle these things with leadership and that calm ability to respond, it makes a huge difference in the emotional state. That brings us to shift number 2, the anchor of presence. All of us men think we can explain our way back into her good graces in the marriage, but by now she doesn't trust words. I told you that her nervous system basically forms an opinion about you and the way you've been showing up in the marriage. So since she doesn't trust words, what she really trusts internally is your energy. That is why presence is so important. It shows up in your eye contact, your body language, and the fact you don't need to over-explain yourself. So, for example, instead of giving a 10-minute speech about promising how you're going to change, you actually just start consistently showing up differently. You take initiative at home. You stay calm under pressure. She will start to feel it. She's going to think something's different. But internally, she's not sure because she can't trust it yet. Because she does feel a change in you, but she's not entirely sure what it is. These are the little things that start to break down their cognitive bias. But you have to do it over a long period of time and be consistent. And finally, shift 3, the anchor of standards. Avoidance is the biggest respect killer. Either avoiding tough conversations or exploding whenever they happen. Both are signs of emotional weakness. Standards mean calmly defining what you will and you won't tolerate, first for yourself and then for your relationship. So for example, you may say to her in a calm manner, I want us to rebuild intimacy, but I won't live as just roommates long term. I'll do my part and I respect you enough to expect effort back. You see, that's not an ultimatum, it's self-respect. And paradoxically, when you respect yourself, she begins to respect you again. By the way, if you've ever Googled things like when she says she needs space or what to say to stop divorce, or you were told some really good scripted text messages to send to her that will help, I want you to understand that none of those scripts matter if you don't first shift your presence. And I break down exactly how to do that in my free masterclass, and you can watch that by clicking the link down below in the description. So now that we've covered the 3 prevention shift anchors, I just wanted to touch on what to do if you're in a situation where divorce proceedings have already started. Maybe you're thinking, Jeff, it's too late. She's already talking to a lawyer. Well, the reality is, until the ink's dry, there's still opportunity, but you cannot approach it like the common man. Most men will either beg or plead and they'll guilt trip her, or they swing the other way and just completely shut down and just be bitter. Both approaches push her away further and make divorce proceedings even worse and basically inevitable. Instead, here's a simple communication framework you can use right now. I call it the 3 A's of communication: acknowledge, align, and anchor. So first, acknowledge her feelings without defending. You can say to her, I hear that you feel this marriage isn't working. I won't argue and I respect how you feel. Then you have to align with her need for change. You can say something along the lines of, I agree, something has to change. The way we've been living isn't healthy for either of us. Then you anchor by calmly showing your standard and leadership. You can communicate very calmly. I don't believe divorce is our only option. I'm committed to leading differently and I want to give us a real chance before we make that final decision. Notice how communication flows. There's no begging, there's no anger, there's no snapping at her, there's no chasing. It's just literally calm, direct leadership and an understanding and an acknowledgement of the situation. That is what's important, and that's what sort of starts to turn the tide in the way she feels about you internally. There is a window of opportunity while divorce is on the table where she's frustrated, but she's still testing to see if you can shift. When you change during this window, she will notice. She may not trust it immediately, but she feels it. If you wait too long to take action, she stops testing because she's already gone emotionally and her confirmation bias is completely confirmed that you're not going to be the leader in your marriage, and she is gone. So the difference between the men who save their marriage and those who lose it is not whether they can change, it's whether they do it before the window slams shut. Now, if you made it to this point of the video and you're hearing this thinking, Jeff, this is me. My marriage is hanging by a thread and I don't have time to figure this out alone, that is exactly why I put together my free masterclass. Don't wait until the papers are signed. Do not wait until it's too late. Take action now, click the link, watch the free training, and start leading differently today. Also, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so YouTube can find other men who need help in their marriage as well. I will see you in the next episode.